Did you know there's an island in the world where the trees are draped with decaying dolls? Some people say it's cursed, others claim it's haunted, but everyone agrees it's disturbing beyond belief. Stick around, because this story is one you're never going to forget. Welcome to the Nightside Archive. Tonight, we unravel the eerie tale of the curse of the hanging dolls. Imagine this. You're traveling through the serene canals of Xochimilco, just south of Mexico City. The waterways are tranquil, offering you a false sense of calm. But up ahead, you notice something strange. Thousands of dolls hanging from trees like ghosts left behind. Their hollow eyes and cracked faces stare back at you as if they have souls of their own. This isn't a movie set or some eccentric art installation. No, this is Isla de las Munecas, the island of the dolls. In the 1950s, a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera chose to live in isolation on this island. By all accounts, he was a recluse, distancing himself from the chaos of the outside world. Or maybe he was running away from something. We might never know. What we do know is that everything changed for Julian when he found the body of a little girl who had drowned in the surrounding waters. Near her lifeless form, floating eerily in the canal, was a doll. Julian, overwhelmed with guilt for not being able to save her, hung the doll from a tree as a memorial. But this simple act spiraled into an obsession. Soon he began collecting dolls, an offering, as he claimed, to appease the spirit of the girl. At first, villagers thought he was crazy. Maybe he was. But Julian claimed something sinister. He could hear whispers, footsteps, voices in the dead of night. One villager described visiting the island during Julian's lifetime. They said the atmosphere was suffocating, as if hundreds of unseen eyes followed their every move. Dolls hung by their necks, their limbs twisted, their outfits tattered by time and nature. The wind would shift, and the dolls would sway, each movement echoing the eerie noises Julian spoke of. Was it paranoia, or was there something truly malevolent on this island? Over time, Julian feared that the spirit of the girl wanted revenge. He believed she was haunting him, torturing him. Maybe it was guilt, or maybe it was something much darker. To appease her, Julian scavenged dolls from garbage dumps and collected donations to continue his bizarre practice. But it wasn't enough. One day in 2001, Julian made a chilling statement to his nephew. He claimed the girl's spirit had come for him. Hours later, his body was found in the same canal, at the very spot where he had said the girl had drowned. The eerie coincidence shook the community. To this day, no one has figured out what exactly happened. Did the spirit finally claim him, or was it just an unfortunate accident? You'd think that with his death, the story of Isla de las Munecas would end. But here's where things get even creepier. After Julian's passing, visitors to the island reported strange occurrences. Many claimed to hear the soft giggles of a little girl, the faint patter of footsteps running across the island. And, most horrifying of all, the dolls themselves seem to move. Tourists swear that the heads of the dolls turn to follow them, and some even say their lips move, whispering incomprehensible words. Paranormal investigators have come to the island and left baffled. EMF detectors spike for no reason. Temperatures drop without explanation. Some claim to have captured disembodied voices on tape. The ghastly legend continues to grow. Skeptics say it's all in people's heads. The power of suggestion, they argue. But can mass hysteria explain hundreds, even thousands of reports? A single visitor might exaggerate, but so many similar accounts make you wonder, what really happened on this island, and what's keeping people coming back despite the dread it inspires. And then there are the chilling photos, images of dolls with cobwebbed faces, missing eyes, severed limbs. They look grotesque in daylight and downright horrifying under the moonlight. But you have to wonder, what compels someone to not only visit this island, but to stay long enough to collect such images? It's almost as if the island itself beckons people, daring them to step into its grim embrace. Psychologists might have one explanation. Humans are naturally drawn to the macabre. It's why we watch horror movies, why we queue up at haunted houses. But something about Isla de las Munecas feels different, more intimate, more personal. It's one thing to watch a scary story unfold on a screen. It's another to stand in the middle of the legend, every fiber of your being screaming to leave, but something compelling you to stay. Yet even with all the paranormal tales, some of the mystery comes down to Julian Santana Barrera himself. Who was he, really? Was he a grieving man trying to make peace with an innocent spirit? Or was he tormented by his own mind, spiraling into delusion? Perhaps it was a bit of both. Psychologists who study cases like his often describe a feedback loop of paranoia. The more you believe in the supernatural, the more signs you'll find to confirm your beliefs. Could Julian's mind have created all the horrors he feared? Or was he battling forces we can't even begin to understand? These days, Isla de las Munecas is a tourist hotspot. Ironically, what used to be Julian's desperate sanctuary is now filled with the laughter of visitors snapping selfies with his grotesque collection. Yet for all the crowds, there's one thing no one disputes: the unease you feel the moment you set foot on the island. Guides warn you not to take anything. Even the smallest trinket could carry the island's curse. The fear is so pervasive that some tourists bury their trinkets once back home, unable to stand the strange events they claim occur after taking a keepsake. The legacy of that little girl remains etched onto every doll, every branch of every tree. And Julian, his story serves as a grim reminder of the lengths to which guilt, grief, and the human psyche can push us. Was the island haunted before he arrived? Or did his sorrow invite something malevolent to take root? Let me leave you with this thought. If you were to venture into this eerie island, would you simply find a strange collection of old toys? Or would you encounter a darkness that defies explanation? Something about Isla de las Munecas pulls at us, stirs something primordial. Maybe it's the stories, maybe it's just our imagination, or maybe, just maybe, it's the dolls themselves watching, waiting for their next visitor. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and bon tenant. Whatever you do, don't look away. Who knows what might be staring back?